And one of our listeners here want to know, Euclides, what's the complicity of the Dominican government? I don't know if you want in this whole situation. I don't know.
You mean the
La complicidad del gobierno.
from Central Romana to with the state, with the government.
Yeah. So does the government intervene? Does the government look the other way?
You know, this company is very big company. They pay a lot of money in taxes, so very powerful. You know, there is a lot of people who want to work with Central Romana. For example, the whole city of La Romana, because Central Romana, the name comes from the city. The city is La Romana. So Central is a central in La Romana. So from 10 people in La Romana, you can find 7 working directly to Santa Romana and 3 indirectly work having benefits in some way. So you can imagine what that means for them. So if you talk to the people in La Romana about Santa Romana, I say, oh no, el Central Romana es el mejor compañía, la mejor empresa. Eh, but just um, 5 minutes driving from Casa de Campo, who that on to Central Romana also is the same company, so the same owner. You can find people working in the sugarcane, and they don't have anything to eat today.
Yeah. And Casa de
Just
Campo.
5 minutes from a very a luxury place, a very expensive place owned by Central Romana, but you have people outside of there just for 5 minutes driving. They don't have nothing to eat, and they are working for Central Romana and the sugarcane. So the state is part of the problem in this case because
And
they should. Yeah.
no, just to add to that, Euclid, is that there is a kind of revolving door, and of course that exists in many countries, including the United States. But just for example, the former vice president of Central Romana was the Dominican ambassador to the U.S. He was the vice president of the Dominican Republic. And he was the foreign minister of the Dominican Republic, because their interests align, and they don't align with labor rights, basically. And so you see a lot of that interest.
Yeah, there is a massive deportation right now in this time in Dominican Republic, but they never go very deep inside in the place where Santa Romana have the plantation, because they know they cannot go into that places there because they are Santa Romana workers.
Oh, so they are protected even though they don't have papers.
The immigration agent never go to the Santa Romana batallas. And the electricity company, I interview someone representative in that CDE is the name here, and they said they don't have permission to install electricity in the Santa Romana batallas. You can imagine that? So they don't have permission to install the electricity in that places. But there is a thousand of workers without electricity, without water, without medication, medicine for the kids, and nothing. But the state should be doing something for that, but they don't care about that. They just care for the Santa Romana paying taxes and all that said. Because there is a discrimination and anti-Haitian on that too.
Michael, and then we're going to start closing.
I know. I just want to say that in thinking about the Fanjuls, you think about the United States relationship with Dominican Republic, and one of our creative tensions that we faced in, Sandy really wanted to get into some of that history. I mean, U.S. invaded the DR how many times? At least twice in the 20th century, Sandy, and the relationship between that and large U.S. corporations. And Marina, we don't, I don't need to tell you about that, given that you're from Argentina. But those issues go back a long time. And one of those challenges in an investigation like this is you can only barely touch into that history, and yet it's there and really important. So I think if you think about the Fanjuls, you think about a larger sweep of history in terms of the U.S. relationship to the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, and you were mentioning before, it's not just so understanding that history and then also understanding the legal framework in the case of this story, both the labor laws, international and US and Dominican, and also the trade, the free trade agreement, to see what, what to include and what not to provide that context to people. I want to ask you to finalize just a quick final thought from each of you, talking to younger generations, although you are all so young, we are all so young here, but to even younger reporters who are aspiring to do international reporting, who are facing the complexities that we're all facing in these transnational stories. What is like your top advice? One tip, one piece of advice that you would give them as they're setting out to do their courageous reporting? Do you want to go first, Sandy?
Be happy to. Just the story always changes, and it's interesting because you have to know when the story is changing and then what to do about it. The story is never exactly what you think it's going to be, because otherwise why bother leaving the newsroom or your computer? Sometimes people want to get a story that's already preset, and then they get quotes to fill in their preconceptions, and that's really not journalism. Well, it's a kind of journalism, but recognizing that the story is going to change, and then having the flexibility and adaptability to go where the story really is. I mean, we did that realizing that we're not going to find Lulu Pierre, and this is a story that's happening now, so let's do this story now. So I would say just recognize, be ready to recognize it, and don't expect the story that you find in the field, whether it's across the street or half a way around the world, to be exactly what you thought it was going to be.
Michael?
Build partnerships based on trust. I think that was essential to this, and we all respected each other. We had slightly different roles, and had that not worked, then I don't think this investigation would have been as successful as it was.
And Euclides, your advice.
Okay, because soy joven, un poco joven, profesores de periodismo aquí. You guys, journalism professor, and my advice is like, let your passion lead you. It's like lead you to what you want to do in terms of if you are a journalist, and also protect yourself in the place where you are reporting under peligro, dangers.
Yes, the dangers.
Yeah.
Thank you, Euclides.
This must happen. Journalism forever.
Journalism must continue, no matter what.
Continue, yeah.
And I want to finish with a phrase in Spanish, with a wish in Spanish that one of our listeners wrote, and I think summarizes what we all feel today. Gracias, Euclides, por tus sacrificios y por todo el bien que has hecho al escribir esta historia. Thank you, Euclides, for your sacrifices and for all the good that you have done reporting and writing this story.
Sí, y quiero también darle las gracias a Sandy, que ha confiado su compañerismo, y también a Michael por permitirme estar dentro de la historia y también colaborar con todo esto que ha sucedido. I want to say thank you, and especially to Sandy, who accepted me as a friendship and also partner in the ground, interviewing people. We have really, above all, we have really enjoyed the ground when we are there, because I say again, Sandy have a very warm energy, and yeah, does make the team very strong, even despite the difficulties on the ground. And thank you, Michael, for giving me the opportunity to work in the very important investigation. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It was an honor also for my organization, the Pulitzer Center, to be able to support this work. We admire what you have done. Thank you for showing the way of how equal partnerships can be done, how we can do journalism differently with radical collaboration and trust. And here is for more courageous reporting. Here is for more impact, because I think that the best is still to come. We're going to probably see it in the next few months. So with that and tons of gratitude, I will pass it on to Patty to say the final goodbye.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you, Marina. Great job. It's great seeing you all.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.